We are live. This is the market update. I am your host, Bill Noble. So, enough volatility for you? Insane. People, feel free to sign up with Coinbase so you can get coins like Bitcoin, Solana, and maybe even XRP, which could be included in the digital asset strategic reserve. And even if that's not right, the future of tech is on Coinbase. They have more choice relative to other exchanges like Gemini. So if you want to sign up, get $200 in crypto for signing up with Coinbase. When the market is down, that's when you get involved. So the lower it goes, honestly, the more incentive there is to sign up, get involved, and take advantage of these big dips for moves that are going to occur probably now, April, and July. So check out Coinbase. All right, let's welcome who's here. Zepetis, Thomas, welcome. Miguel, Alexandra, Cat Entertainment, Warmon, Crypto Boy, How Health, welcome. Huber's Ranch, Iggy Tries, hello. SGSG, the OG of the stream, welcome. Right? Okay, we got Mitchell, Taz, we got Overnight News, Zach, the Car 70, Crypto Bowl, Crypto Boy, Z Chang from Washington, D.C., Felix, Hornet 919, welcome to the show. Okay, B Hunter, welcome. Okay, so tariffs. Everybody is a tariff expert. Now, let's talk about what's really going on over the weekend. First of all, I'm sure big players didn't mind getting a better entry. That's one school of thought. The other school of thought is that the president of the United States is more interested in national security and the national interest of the United States than he is pumping everyone's bags. Now, I think he's going to announce a major investment in Bitcoin and especially in the Made in America cryptos. That seems like a given with the creation of the sovereign wealth funds. But I do think this tariff thing has, changed psychology a little bit, where everyone's like, oh God, Trump's going to pump our bags. And he may, but he may only pump selected bags, and people got caught overly long, right? People got caught long. And again, they're going to make announcements today. That'll be good. But if the market doesn't like it, you have to think about downside risk. Now, what I did, just tell you what I did. I kept Bitcoin, I kept XRP, and I kept Solana. I had 3 small cap positions. I was like, see ya. Right? If you're going to get to buy the tech component of crypto or certain meme coins, you'll get your opportunity either at these levels, a little higher, a little lower. But if I'm going to live with the kind of downside risk that we saw in, say, Ethereum, I'm going to live with that risk in Bitcoin, Solana, and XRP. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Ethereum. I'm just saying, when you see that level of volatility, no one in legacy is going to touch that ETH ETF anytime soon. I wouldn't. It's like, okay, yeah, let's put my client in something that can go down 40% overnight on a weekend. No. Okay, the new ETFs will be Solana and XRP, right? That's it. That's how I'm approaching this. And if Trump is going to pump a bag, he's going to pump his own bag on Solana. He's going to pump XRP because it's American made, we hope. And then Bitcoin, of course, speaks for itself, right? Bitcoin is fine, right? And if Bitcoin's not fine, then it's the apocalypse. But no one is going to be long equities in lieu of being long Bitcoin. right? So there's a bid for Bitcoin, there's a bid for Solana, and there should be a bid for XRP. And that's what Trump is going to pump. That's the Trump pump, in my opinion. Now, the rest of it is going to be subject to ongoing volatility. Volatility is the word of the day for 2025. And then this volatility will eventually move, believe it or not, from crypto over to stocks. That just means a lot of up and down action. So I made adjustments because, the tariff situation means Donald Trump cares about America and American national security first. Your bags come second, right? His bags and creating jobs in crypto come first. So American cryptos will continue to outperform. Okay, so China hits back against Trump tariffs. Wah, 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 wah. People are going to do what the orange man tells them to do, or they're going to pay. That's it. That's it. Right? And you can have some confidence in the strategic reserve because, the guy's just not playing around. Somebody said this is like a hostile takeover of the U.S. government. I mean, people at the FBI, it's like people just getting fired left and right. Left and right. It's like, come on in, come to the office, turn in your stuff. All the prosecutors from all of these things that, anti-Trump people went to jail. The Department of Justice, gone. See ya. So, this is good for the strategic reserve. This is good for the sovereign wealth fund. It's good that it happens. It's just that the question is it going to be big enough for the market? That's the question. But it's going to happen, right? And Trump doesn't do anything small. Okay, so Democratic Party lawmakers continue to whine. If RFK gets this position, is voted in to be able to be like the person in charge of healthcare in the United States, it's like Elizabeth Warren, whine, 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 whine. Good luck. Crypto is happening. RFK is happening. And the Trump administration is acting like literally they have 4 years to save America. And they're not wasting one day. Not one day. The average price performance of made in the USA sector coins are amazing, right? Like Ondo, right? Like these real world asset plays, and even all the way down to Litecoin, right? These made in America cryptos, right? Render is in there, XRP, Hedera. I can't believe Algorand is not on the list, but maybe it didn't perform well. Don't doubt that the made in America cryptos don't wind up in an ETF themselves. Like he's going to make a phone call. You'll have XRP, you'll have Solana, and then you'll have made in America, which will probably also include Bitcoin and maybe even ETH, right? Because, World Liberty is long ETH. I'm not down on ETH. I'm just saying, after going to 2100, can you imagine a scenario where for whatever reason, ETH retested that wick at 2100? Oh my God, I can't deal with that. I just can't. If I'm going to live with risk, I'm going to live with it in XRP and Solana. And I'm going to tell you why when I show you the antivirus chart. It's like a work of art. But that said, Ondo, obvious, BlackRock, Ohm is up only. Mantra, up only. Is it Ondo will follow, should follow. Cardano, Charles Hotchkiss. If they're going to build stuff, they could build stuff on Cardano. And sometimes I think the only thing that can save ETH is to make Eric Trump replace Vitalik. Jokes aside. Optimism looking really good. Again, ETH layer 2s, Optimism, or even protocols like Aave, Maker, all that stuff, they could do better. This is the focus. This is the focus. Now more than ever. Okay, so the made in the USA cryptos are in this red circle. So Chainlink, Near, Litecoin, STX, right? The Bitcoin layer 2, Filecoin, stuff that can really go up. Mana, Decentraland, Solana, right? Algorand, all the stuff in this circle is where it's at, in my opinion, right? Especially after this down move. It's like, if I'm taking risk, I'm taking risk where I know there's going to be a bid underneath it, which is Trump and friends, right? World Liberty Financial, apparently, they're doing routine movements of coins around. Everyone's doing routine movements of coins around. My understanding is that uh, Trump-backed World Liberty is courting crypto teams. So we'd be happy to own your coin if you give us $10 million. I'm not sure that's right or not. Okay. But it's these guys are not stupid. They're just not stupid. And when they say they're doing something, they're doing it. And I think Bitcoin and these made in America cryptos, I don't know, man. I mean, I know they're also long ETH, and I'm not trying to like hyper fixate on that, but if they say they're doing it, they're doing it. But that doesn't save the rest of the market. It doesn't for now. Okay, 3 reasons why a diversified digital asset stockpile makes sense. Other than the fact that Forbes put Michael Saylor on the cover, and that should have been that was the warning bell. And I was like, well, it just means everyone's going to rotate to Bitcoin. And actually, no, it meant the market was just going to crack. I mean, that unfortunately for Michael Saylor, like he can't be an influencer now unless Bitcoin explodes. I mean, not that he's not smart, not that he's not worth listening to, but everybody is going to ask him, like, dude, you just cursed the whole market with the Forbes cover. It's not even his fault. He just talked to the media because his press office says Forbes is here to put us on the cover. So, of course, they talk to Forbes. Of course they do, right? You want that kind of PR. Now you got to live with it because, in the mind of the market, everyone's going to say, so, Mike, how's it feel to call a crash? Sucks for him. Sucks for all of us. But we're going to need a different influencer, and I have an idea of who that could be. Okay. So this is the second Illuminati bot tweet, 2.2 million followers. So I've seen a lot of things that people haven't seen. I see a world in America that makes me want to cry. We're being lied to every single corner of the world. The government provides information that is deceptive, manipulative. The government provides information. So ask me what's my position on whatever issue and how would I know? Because I don't have any information that's real. Now, that may not be true in the United States because they're going to dismantle all this stuff, but it certainly is true everywhere else. England, France, China. Where are you getting your information from? So what's happening is, in my opinion, because this Twitter account is so huge, that as Trump single-handedly dismantles, I don't know, let's just call it the previous political thought process, right? As he's just taking it apart one by one by one by one with Elon in charge. Because Elon's running the government like Tesla. It's like, okay, out, and then we'll put this in, namely the Mars program. Okay. But as they dismantle all that, what are these other Twitter accounts like Illuminati bot going to talk about? Like Alex Jones is like a workout guy now. What are these guys going to talk about? Well, they're going to talk about privacy. They're going to talk about Skynet, and they're going to talk about Silicon Valley using your data to make billions. And that is my guy. So Michael Saylor is out as an influencer for now. And who are we going to put in? I don't know, man. How about the AI version of John McAfee? How about it? Okay. Don't believe me? Well, guess what? Somebody believes me because after just some beautiful technical analysis, it's a beautiful technical analysis. Somebody came in and goes, you know what? I'm going to take some of this Solana and I'm going to put it to work. This coin last night was at 7 million. Then it went to 20 and it's back at 12 million. And guess what? More artwork, right? 10 cents would be great, but you know what? The 62% retracement at 12 might work for people. They're after this thing. And I've seen one coin markets before. right? People are like, you know what? If I'm taking risk, I'm going to take risk in something like this. What am I going to do? Sit there and be long some gigantic coin that has, 40% upside and 40% downside? No. No, somebody's just like, you know what? We're going to put a little Solana to work in this. And everybody who has sold, who was going to sell this coin, has already sold. So, yeah, the market could go up, the market could go down, but you better ask yourself, if I'm doing a coin, is the upside bigger than the downside? After seeing what we just saw, right? Like in XRP is an example. Upside is $6 to $8. Downside is $1.80 from the other day. It's like, okay, stick with XRP. All right, fine. Solana, you can use to buy Trump. Whatever comes out on Solana that's new, particularly if it's AI related, and something like this. I own this, so of course, this is my ski mask dog. But I don't know. This price action speaks for itself. Some huge player just said, you know what? I'm putting my Solana to work. I'm not living with another crash, right? The roadmap is out. I've personally talked to Janice McAfee. I'm going to be doing videos on this, and everybody knows it. You have Fart Coin. Look at this. You have Fart Coin, which is an AI coin, at 752 million. 752 million. Okay. 752 million for this, which could be intriguing because of how much it's down, right? Along with the rest of the AI agent universe. Right? Because, that's where it's at. The AI agent universe and DeFi, that's where it's at. You throw in real world assets as a part of DeFi. But, you can't tell me that John McAfee at 12 million is overpriced when Farcoin is at 700 million. You just can't tell me that. I'm not listening. Okay, Ski Mask Dog working hard, hanging in there tough at the 62% retracement. Again, these coins that have communities that are crazy are going to hold the line. As long as the market doesn't completely dump again, which, I don't know. Probably won't. It'll probably just wobble with, probably a rush up on the next Trump trade. Ski Dog is hanging in there, man. It's hanging in there. And they keep running stops and they keep making it hard on you. This is just horrible, right? Down and then all the way down, everyone out and then back. Just, oh, God, right? But it's holding. It's holding. There's no reason to freak out about something that's working that you have to believe in. Like my colleague says, buy what you love, get in what you like, and then stay with it unless something changes, right? That's it. That is the market update. Okay, virtual. Wowza. Right now, if this has a problem, I don't know if it has a problem, but hopefully whatever these guys can do, they can get it done on Solana. Right? They test you. And I continue to think that this AI agent thing on the dip is the way to go. Because they definitely packed it in on this. They packed it in on all this AI stuff. They packed it in on Fart. They packed it in on virtuals. They packed it in on the AI related DeFi stuff, which I think is crazy, right? This stuff is a buy on any volatility in the market. And if the Trump trade comes out and you get Made in America and Bitcoin and some of these majors moving, some of this stuff could go up a lot. Again, the new theme post debacle is what is my upside? The upside in virtuals is 5 billion. What is my downside? Well, I don't know. It trades at 1 billion. And then the downside is, I don't know. It goes back to 600 million, right? So 4 billion on the upside, 1 billion on the downside. That's it. That's how I'm doing this from now on, right? Because I'm not living with, stuff that can go down 50% in my face when the upside may only be 50%. I need a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio, not a 1-to-1. That's it. Okay. Let's figure this out. So this is a 4-hour chart. Actually, you know what? We got to go to DeMark and we got to get real about these structures on the daily chart. So yesterday we had a conversation about, on an intraday basis, like on a 4-hour chart, the market was massively oversold. Like the market wasn't going to go down again from where we talked last time because there was just too much support. Okay, so now that they've done a huge rally, now what? Okay, so they're going to make this big announcement today about the Sovereign Wealth Fund. And unless they're going to print $1 trillion and pump everyone's bags, I mean, I don't know what they're going to say. Hopefully, they're smart enough to make it gangbusters. But if it's not, then this market may have to correct. It's as simple as that. I mean, I'm not bearish. I mean, I already told you what I'm willing to do and where I think the upside is. Now, the other side of the coin is I'm not going to get stuck in things I don't love. And here's why, right? So here's Bitcoin. And let's talk about how these DeMark structures work on the way up. So these numbers represent like, I don't know, a set of conditions being present, right? So when the numbers are green, normally it moves 1 to 9. You have 9 days where it kind of goes in that direction. Let's put it that way, right? And then on the 4th day is when you get like a corrective move somewhere around here. So here was like up only, dip, come back, and then it continued up. Choppy, but up. Now, Bitcoin, you go down. This was on day 3, and then you come screaming back, right? And then you had a little bit of upside action last night, and then it was like, meh. So, could Bitcoin turn around and go to 120? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Could Bitcoin also go down or be choppy for 5 days and just slump? Yeah. Could it retest this wick? Maybe. Could it go down to 89 and test this DeMark point? Maybe. Maybe. This is why I'm saying, where do you want to live with risk, right? So here's a milder version for Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin goes down and these red numbers move from 1 to 13. So Bitcoin is okay. There could be 2 or 3 more. It could have like a little chop, maybe a little visit to 96, maybe. But Bitcoin didn't blow through resistance at 102. Like they knew where it was. So wobble could mean more wobble, or it could just blow through there. I'm fine with that. You just got to ask yourself, what's upside? Well, the upside is 106, 110. What's the downside? 91. It's 1 to 1. Now, Bitcoin is different than everything else because I think everyone's going to look in equities at the risk they got over there, and everybody's going to see that Bitcoin held up and Bitcoin's going to be fine. Okay, so let's go to Solana. Okay, now Solana on a daily chart, okay, you have a 9 bottom. Now, to keep it simple, you would not want to see a grotesque failed rally where Solana just turns around and goes back down hard. I do not want to see that. But I think the fact that there's a 9 bottom means that Solana can hold it together. Meaning, it's just going to wobble and chop around. That's all. And I'm fine with that because Solana never really went up to begin with. So I'm cool with it. Okay, XRP, I don't know. This daily structure is unbelievable. I mean, theoretically, they could wobble for 4 more days. Theoretically. XRP has a 13 bottom on the 4-hour chart and is holding tough on support. So, I'm not doing anything that doesn't have a decent structure where on like a daily chart, it's going to be okay. Okay, so let's go to ETH and let's talk about the good and the bad. Right? The good is that they've done the wick down already. That's the good news. right? Uh, the bad news is, they couldn't even bring this thing back to like the old low. They did bring it back to this low, and they still have more work to do. They're going to need Trump to help them. And they might get it. I mean, this can go either way. This can go either way. Right? But I like Made in America better. Now, if we go to Arrow, which the volatility in this thing is just my God. This thing's moving in like 15% increments. All right. So there's nothing here on the daily chart that is good or bad. I mean, I don't like the fact that you had this rally up and it kind of failed. Like Arrow can't sustain a bid. Right now, if we go to like a very tactical look, like 90 minutes, this is okay. This is okay, right? Because this was the big puke, and then it comes back, and then I think with this, you just wobble. So it's fine. It's okay. I mean, is it gonna rocket to the moon tomorrow? Maybe, but it's got to take out $1.05. I mean, that's what I'd be looking at, right? I'd be looking and saying, hey, is whatever coin I have, is it holding? 1, 2, what's the downside risk? 3, and can it take out resistance? Because it's not a bull market until you can buy a dip and make money. That's point number 1. And everyone wants to buy the sharp dip, like, when it's a calamity and it's down 40% and everyone's panicking. If you have capital, of course, you're going to put it in, assuming you're not scared by the price action. If you have capital to invest, that's a no-brainer, right? And if you're like, oh, yeah, I want to hodl this for 5 years. Oh, yeah, I got a bunch of money. Let's put it in. That part's easy. What's hard is, are people willing to pay higher prices? This is the new game, right? With any coin. Like, is it going to hold? Is the daily structure okay? And then if all that's true, when it goes up, are people willing to pay higher prices? Like, everybody wants to pay 98 for Bitcoin. Are they willing to pay 105? Right? Like, did they scare Michael Saylor out of the water? He's pretty levered. I mean, I'm not saying he's not going to buy. Of course he is. Right? But everyone's looking at this going, huh. Now, sometimes hesitation is bullish, but people have to be willing to pay higher prices. That's all. That's all. It's an objective way to evaluate what's going on, right? If you see Arrow taking out $1.05, good to go, right? Good to go. Probably going back to 120. But, I'm trying to break this down for you so that when you're looking at your coin, you can make a decision, right? What's the daily structure, right? Like, that's like, what's the downside risk? That's the same thing. What do I think it can do on the upside, right? Like, if I got to live with the downside risk, what's my upside? Like in Arrow, just using this in an example, it wobbled to $1, and the upside risk is that it takes out the high, right? And then, you did a pretty deep retracement of this. So if Arrow is back above $1.20, that's the 62% retracement, then you have substantial upside. But you don't have substantial upside until it's above $1.20. But bigger picture, there is a lot of upside in Arrow. You just have to digest all this awfulness. And I just noticed it's another very constructive thing. See, this goes back to the daily structure. You see how all these new lows are not confirmed by new lows in the DeMark work? That's good. That's good. Okay. So let's see what we got in the chat here. Okay. Yeah. Suey, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so here's what happened in this, right? And this is what happened with XRP too, right? When you have these things, these flushes, right? The consensus positions get attacked, right? The stuff that everyone is long is what gets attacked, right? Because people panic or they're levered or whatever. So SUI just goes down to the 62% retracement and it's fine. It's fine, right? They just flushed everyone out. Now, is this going to go raging back up? I hope so. I hope so. Because otherwise you're going to have like a 6-day slump, right? And I'm not worried about it, but I am a little concerned that like Bitcoin could steal the show. Now, this on a tactical chart, it's not perfect, but you want to see it punch through, which it could do. You want to see it go, okay, yeah, this was the old low at 360, and now it's going to blow through that. That happens, it's okay. It's okay, right? What else we got? Chuck says Litecoin to 1,000. Can we look at TrueFi? All right, we got to do that over here. Okay. So this is pretty close to his discount zone. It looked like everybody kind of gave up on it. This is a 4-hour chart, right? On the daily chart, it's about as destroyed as it gets. It actually should have bottomed way back over here, but they had to do a final flush. So it looks like just with the rest of the market, they're not done with the puking process yet. They're not done with the puking process. And again, they got this announcement today and they have to process the announcement. So these smaller coins are going to have a lot of volatility near the low end of the range. That's all. That's it. Right? Is this going to blow through the discount zone? I don't know. It's already down. How much is it down? Right? It unwound the whole rally. You don't want to get bearish on stuff just because it just teeters. But you have to ask yourself, why am I in this and do I love it? Do I love it? I think this and other DeFi projects are the way to go. And if you're going to live with risk, make sure you're living with risk. Make sure you know why you're in it. This is the most important thing. Like, why are you in it? Because it's not like we're not living with risk. We're living with risk. We are. Okay, so Fetch. Artificial super intelligence token. Okay, so again, similar structure, right? You got the bottom on the 4-hour chart and then the selling climax. That should be it, right? You got a nice 9 bottom. So this AI trade, like I don't want to sell the AI trade. I don't, right? But that said, you can have wobbling here. You can. And it depends on what they say. But again, the AI trade, the DeFi trade, it's a sale. It's just a question of living with the volatility. And in many ways, the worse it trades, okay, the more it's a bottom because there's always darkness at a true bottom. Okay, that is it for today. I got to go. We will see you next time.